Good morning, welcome back to the channel. I am out deadbaiting again this morning. Different venue, I'm on Stillwater today, but I'm still pike fishing. I'm going to get set up in a minute and then we'll talk through where I am, what I'm doing. But before I do that, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who has liked, commented and subscribed to my channel over the last 12 months. I have hit 1,000 subscribers this week and I am over the moon, so thank you very much. But less of that, let's get fishing. That's it, rods are out. So this morning I am at Poolhall fishery. Now this is a carp fishery and I used to fish it quite a lot around 15 years ago, but I've not been since then and I've never done any pike fishing here. Apparently it does have a lot of pikes, mainly jacks into double figures, so we'll see how we get on. Setup wise, on my left hand rod I've got a pike bob and I've got that set just off bottom with a really small, I think it's a skimmer actually, and I've just got that drifting about, maybe trying to find some of them energetic jacks that are striking and diving around. I've actually seen one down in the margin strike already as well, which is a good sign. And on my right hand rod I've got alleged mackerel on like a running rig, bottom attached, and I've just got that set over depth so it sits on bottom, and I've got a foot or so over depth. Might not even be that, to be honest. I don't think it is that. It's probably more 6-12 inches. But I've chopped up some sardines and chucked them around as well, so it's a case of just sitting and waiting now. I'll keep you updated. It's been pretty quiet so far. I don't have a great deal of scope to move around either at the moment because there's quite a lot of carp anglers still on. Not surprising considering how mild it's been. The water's really shallow though, it's a lot shallower than I was expecting. I can see out probably 20-30 foot and still see the bottom, so I might chuck that bob out into the middle, maybe find some deeper water. Hopefully I'll leave the pencil style float close in because that's off the edge of some dying down lily pads, so there's a good chance there might be some fish around there. Plus I've put them chopped up offerings in, so I'll bring some attraction to the water. Quite interested to hear people's opinions on circle hooks. On the first video I did when I was using them for the first time, I had a comment from a guy called Pete, I think his name was, saying that his personal opinion was they did more damage to the pike. It was really good, to be fair. I asked him questions and he answered and put some very educated opinions across. He felt that because they were designed originally for catching and killing fish, that they can be taken down easily and catch on the inside and do damage, and where they're designed to hook in the scissors is the most delicate part of the fish's mouth and can cause tears. So I was really intrigued and definitely took them opinions on board, because he was obviously a far more experienced pike angler than me and very educated in his reply, not just somebody that's having a moan or anything like that. What he said made sense, and I didn't take it in a bad way. Like I said, I always appreciate anybody's input. It's the only way we learn as anglers. A change of tactics. I've took the bob off and I've just put a bottom bait float on with a full sardine. Just didn't feel the bob. It was pushing through unnaturally. Now I don't have a problem with that normally, but it was just getting caught up on stuff and just looked wrong. So I'm just gonna fish a full sardine in close, very similar to how I'm fishing on that one with a mackerel. Oh, and that's the problem with sardines. Just wound in, just having a quick scout about, see if there's anywhere else I fancy, but it all looks really shallow. Nothing massively taking my fancy. I think it might be a case of just sitting it out and hoping for the best. There's a peg over there by a bridge that I quite fancy, but it's probably the only one that's got a bivvy in it still. I have to be patient. See how shallow it is, because the geese are taking stuff off the bottom just in front there. The float with the mackerel under us just twitched ever so slightly. It stood up, moved, and dropped back down. It could have been the wind. That's the first thing that's made me stand up and think, maybe that's a fish having a look at it. Not sure if my other camera picked the float standing up properly, but definitely looked a bit out of character for what it's been doing, because it's just sat flat on the surface again now, whereas it definitely twitched and stood up ever so slightly. Might put the move off for another half hour, an hour or so. That's if I move at all. Just going to wind this rod and make sure the bait's okay. Just check to see if there's any marks on it. Good, stuck. Gotta check that. No marks or anything on the bait. Just put it back out again. I've got a take. Just going to wind down. Yeah, I'm in. said before, I thought that float just dipped. It's only a little one, but it's a fish. That was literally a few seconds after putting it back out. Come on out there, don't go that way. It's like I said, it's a really small jack, but it's a fish. Oh my mate. I see the mackerel still in his mouth. Come on, out there. Come on, turn around. There's a baby, he's a fish. Yeah, no blank for Phil. Result. £4 maybe. There we go. Small jack. Not a blank. £4 maybe. I'm not going to wait. But chuffed a bits to get one. It's going to put back. Cheers, pal. I think I might be away again here. The float's just stood up. I've literally just put that fish back and put it out, and the float's just stood up again. Somebody's turned the piker clock on. Seems to have dropped at this one though. Don't think the camera will pick that up, but there's a carp on that far margin just boshed out about 3 times. Shows how mild it is for this time of year, considering they're doing that still. Because he was out to the wrist of the tail. I used to enjoy carp fishing here, but it was totally different back then. This was known as like a runs water. It was just full of fish between 7 and 12 pound. You could come down in a day session in winter and catch 4 or 5 of them. I don't think I've ever actually caught a carp on the channel yet. I might have to do some carp fishing next year. Having used an inline float always in the past with like an inline egg sinker, and then using the pencil style float today with the swivel on the bottom that is run up and down the line to a Corum run rig kit and a 2-ounce lead, I definitely feel like I prefer the pencil style setup. The way it sits flat on the surface, and then when something picks the bait up it just stands up, and then you watch it slide away. It just feels right. It feels better for me in my fishing personally. I don't think I'd use it on the canal, but for still waters I definitely think that's the way I'll go forward. I just like how the mechanics of it work. And just packing up some bits. The float's just stood up, but that could have been the wind. Seems to have come back down again. I've had that a few times today where the floats stood up, but if it has been fished they haven't took it properly. I'll wind the rod in a minute. I just thought I'd give it 5 minutes longer than I was going to, because that float stood up again a few minutes ago but nothing seems to have come of it, so I'll give it another minute and then I'm going to wind in and head home. Well, that is the end of today's session. Hopefully you have enjoyed the film. If you have, please like and subscribe, and once again thank you to everyone who has subscribed already. I managed to catch a pike, so it's been a positive result. Till next time, thank you again. Bye bye.